It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. You were quietly tested in the strangest ways. Late night hurdles that rattled your soul, unexpected conflicts that tried to erode your faith, a sudden weight of doubt whenever you inched towards something brighter. Yet, in the midst of turmoil, you stood your ground, maybe not realizing that your steadfast heart was the key to a hidden examination. And guess what? You passed it. Every force that sought to crush your spirit has been confounded by your silent triumph, and the universe now roars with the news of your upcoming breakthrough. The time for underestimating your power is over. The path has parted, and your reward stands on the horizon, unstoppable in its approach. If you're ready to claim that promise, like this video, subscribe, and comment 77 below to signal you're open to the massive wave of transformation that's finally reaching your shore. Chapter 1. The test you never knew you were taking. Before you realized you'd passed, you felt the eerie tension of it. Every small event in your life seemed to conspire against your peace. Random arguments flared out of nowhere, certain opportunities fizzled despite your best efforts, or you kept running into roadblocks that made no logical sense. You chalked it up to bad luck or a rough patch, unaware that a cosmic test was unfolding behind the scenes. Yet these trials were more than random frustrations. They formed the puzzle designed to gauge whether you'd abandon your calling or stand firm in your inner knowing. You might have dismissed each hardship as an isolated misfortune, but if you trace them carefully, you'll see how they lined up like secret challenges, testing your temper, your trust, your devotion to truth. Perhaps someone close to you belittled your dream, or you were passed over for a position you clearly deserved. Each jab felt personal, almost suspiciously timed. Still, you pressed forward, not even realizing that you were demonstrating unwavering resolve. Step by grueling step, you inched along, refusing to cave under the weight of repeated setbacks. That's exactly how you pass the test. The cosmic realm doesn't demand you solve riddles with neat answers, nor does it require you to display superhuman perfection. Instead, it's the everyday perseverance, the spark you kept alive when cynics and circumstances tried to drown it. The quiet "I won't give up" that resonated in your heart even as your mind flirted with despair. That was your golden ticket. Each time you overcame the voice that said, "Would now," you unknowingly checked off another hidden criterion on this invisible exam. Why the secrecy? Because had you known, you might have forced yourself to appear braver or kinder than you felt. But the grand design needs authenticity. The real measure isn't in drama or grand gestures. It's in how your character glows when nobody else is watching. The cosmic watchers, call them angels, call them universal law, care about what you do in the darkest corner of your journey, not the public facade you wear. So they orchestrated a test that you couldn't cheat on, a labyrinth you navigated purely on instinct and faith. And now that you've emerged from this labyrinth, you catch whispers of a new dawn, the reward promised to those who prove their faith under silent duress. You see, the test was never about punishing you or rubbing your nose in pain. It was about confirming that you're truly ready for the colossal blessings about to land in your life. No illusions or inflated ego, just raw perseverance forged under life's quiet but demanding trials. That's why the victory looms so large. You've earned it by being real when illusions begged you to fake it. Chapter 2. Unknowingly proving your worthiness. Sometimes we imagine that to prove ourselves, we need to stage grand acts of heroism or orchestrate charitable feats under bright spotlights. But the invisible test you just aced demanded a different proof. Sincerity in the midst of daily battles, love in the midst of scorn, compassion when it would have been easier to lash out. Maybe you passed a stranger in need and offered help with no witness around to applaud you. Or you overcame the urge to strike back when gossip slashed at your reputation. These acts were quiet, often overlooked, but each radiated a truth that the cosmic guardians recognized every time you felt the tug to compromise your integrity, but chose to stand in your moral center. You unknowingly took a step deeper into synergy with the higher plan. Think of each moment as a rung on a ladder. You weren't sure what you were climbing toward, just that turning back felt wrong. Meanwhile, illusions whispered that your efforts were meaningless. that in a world of cynics, your honesty was wasted. Yet you carried on, possibly with tears in your eyes, but with the spine and bow. These incremental demonstrations of unwavering spirit signaled to the universe that you weren't just playing at being chosen. You were living it from your core. Even if you caved once or twice, snapped in frustration, or doubted your path, the overall arc remained one of resilience. You got back up. You realigned yourself with that deeper calling, the sense that there's more to life than mere survival or petty feuds. The watchers who bet on your collapse stood astounded, realizing they miscalculated your capacity to endure and remain loving despite hardship. In truth, that capacity is the hallmark of a chosen one. It's not about being holier than thou or morally flawless, but about repeatedly choosing compassion and truth over resentment, even when illusions tried to bait you into pettiness. Without fanfare, you cultivated an inner fortress that illusions couldn't siege. The watchers are left baffled, for they cannot replicate genuine kindness and resilience with mere theatrics. Your worthiness was never about skill sets or accomplishments, but about your steady readiness to remain anchored in faith and love when storms rage. So yes, unbeknownst to you, each unassuming act of loyalty or humility carried the weight of a test question. Each was ticked past when illusions howled for vengeance, and you answered with grace. The watchers might have expected grandeur, an epic quest for a dramatic display, but synergy works differently, weaving your true measure from the everyday threads of your life. The grand reward now glimpses you from the horizon, aware you're not just posturing for glory, but truly prepared to handle blessings that illusions can't tarnish. Perhaps you sense a swelling calm in your chest, a subtle euphoria that defies daily noise. That's synergy stirring, confirming the test is done and the results are in. You're proven worthy. No illusions can claw back what you've earned in earnest. Keep that knowledge dear, for the next chapters of your ascension depend on the foundation of sincerity you've built. Everything they said was small or foolish about you was in fact the gateway to your unstoppable unveiling. Chapter 3. The Weight of Battles. You didn't realize you fought. You might look back now, scanning your recent past, and see a chain of small wars. Arguments flared that left you drained. Random obstacles spouted up to sap your focus, or emotional triggers blindsided you. At the time, you may have chalked it up to life happens or bad luck, never guessing these were covert battles testing your core. Indeed, illusions prefer their trials masked, so you can't brace yourself for a self-conscious performance. They corner you in the spontaneity of real life, revealing who you truly are under pressure. Hence why so many nights you collapsed into bed feeling oddly battered, even when the day's events seemed trivial to an outside eye. Meanwhile, watchers fed illusions into your environment, hoping to see if your spirit would fracture under the cumulative tension. Each skirmish tested different facets: patience, moral bravery, compassion, self-discipline. Perhaps one day you snapped in frustration, only to catch yourself and apologize genuinely. Or you overcame a sneaking urge to lash out in vengeance and chose empathy instead. Each time, Synergy noted the authenticity you showed. These battles, unknown to you, were forging something unstoppable in your psyche. Had you realized they were tests, illusions might have manipulated you into staged responses. Instead, what Synergy saw was genuine alignment with your higher self. Raw and unpolished, but honest. All the Watcher's illusions hoped to catch you faking or stumbling. Instead, they got glimpses of a heart that refused to lose dignity or empathy. You passed because you never pretended you didn't see it as a test. So you had no script to follow, just the quiet integrity you've nurtured over time. Yes, illusions found it maddening that you wouldn't slump into bitterness or cynicism, even when exhaustion clutched at you. You rose to face the day with resolve. These repeated choices to walk in your truth built a fortress illusions couldn't breach. The Watchers realized you'd grown beyond the petty sabotage they typically rely on, but ironically, they had already set this invisible test in motion, handing Synergy the blueprint of your unstoppable ascension. By the time illusions recognized the meltdown they triggered was forging your diamond heart, it was too late. Now you stand at a threshold you didn't know existed, having passed the battle's illusions embedded in your routine. Perhaps you can sense that your entire emotional landscape has shifted. People who once triggered you find no friction. Conflicts that once sparked meltdown now roll off your shoulders. A hush of confidence fills your spirit, telling you you're not the same person. Illusions try to corner you. The watchers might mutter that you're saints, yet cynicism clarifies that you've simply grown into your rightful form, unstoppable and braced for the surge of blessings about to flood your path. So, reflect on those unnoticed battles, for all they were the ladders of your hidden test. Each hardship rung on the ladder you climbed without realizing. The watchers, illusions, all conspired to see if you'd crumble, only to watch you rise stronger. Now that synergy announces you've passed, illusions shrink back, uncertain how to handle your newly solidified stance. Embrace this new vantage. The test was real, you prevailed, and the next wave of your destiny readies itself for grand revelation. Chapter 4. The moment of recognition on the cosmic stage. There comes a hush, perhaps subtle, yet undeniably charged, where synergy glances your way, and with the knowing smile proclaims you've crossed some pivotal threshold. You might feel it as a slight rush of euphoria, a weirdly timed burst of clarity, or just an unexplainable sense that the cosmos has reoriented itself around you. This is the moment illusions realize they've lost their grip. The watchers slump in a stunned silence, and your inner self announces the invisible test is done, and you, dear chosen one, have triumphed. With this recognition, you step into a cosmic spotlight. The watchers, illusions, and even indifferent bystanders can't help but take notice. Some senses shift in your aura. No longer can illusions anchor doubt in your mind. No longer can watchers manipulate your emotions. It's not that you become arrogant. Rather, you exude a calm authority born of tested authenticity. You know you've been weighed and found unstoppable, so external fluctuations matter less. People might flock to you, drawn by a newfound glow that illusions can't counterfeit. In many ways, this recognition heralds the rewards synergy has promised. Energetic doors once sealed edge open. Resources that evaded you start to appear. It's as if your entire environment picks up on your silent victory and rearranges itself to reflect your unstoppable synergy. The watchers fume in the background, illusions flickering, uncertain how to sabotage a soul that no longer resonates with limitation or fear. Freed from illusions, your synergy merges with cosmic law, forging a channel for abundance to flow unimpeded. This recognition on the cosmic stage can feel surreal. You might catch glimpses of your reflection and barely recognize the confident gaze returning your stare. Where you once sought validation, now you simply exist in alignment with a grander script. Unburdened by illusions they used to stoke insecurity. People who previously doubted you might now show curiosity or respect. Some may remain stuck in illusions, refusing to see how you soared. Let them be. Your synergy doesn't hinge on universal acceptance, only on staying true to the authenticity that carried you here. And so, illusions, grasping for one last hold, might attempt a swirl of petty drama or negative talk, but their words drift around you like mist in a stiff wind, failing to latch on to your unwavering center. You see illusions for the ephemeral nonsense they are, and synergy keeps you calm. The watchers might even attempt direct confrontation, but synergy dissolves their hostility like the sun dissolves dew. They cannot match your clarity, nor can they match the unstoppable wave of cosmic endorsement that hovers behind you now. Yes, you stepped onto a larger stage, your footsteps echoing in synergy's grand design. This is your moment to walk forward with the quiet confidence that illusions have no claim on your future. Let them whisper. Let them watch. You no longer wander in confusion. You stand recognized in spirit and truth, unstoppable, unbroken, and on the brink of receiving the big reward synergy prepared. Once invisible, tests battered you from the shadows, but now your every movement shouts that you've emerged victorious. Chapter 5. How the reward aligns itself for you. As illusions melt away and synergy stands fully engaged, the reward synergy promised begins to form with uncanny precision. It isn't a random windfall or a superficial prize. No, synergy orchestrates a gift tailored to your hidden aptitudes, your suppressed longings, the mission only you can fulfill. While watchers try to guess what shape success might take, synergy crafts it behind the scenes, ensuring it dovetails perfectly with the unstoppable momentum you've built. That's the hallmark of cosmic generosity, specificity that illusions find impossible to replicate. You may feel a sense of events clicking into place, as if keys you didn't know you possessed suddenly align with locks you never saw before. Doors open by themselves, or you cross paths with individuals who, without prior warning, have the resources or networks you need. It might be an unexpected job, a financial miracle, a partnership that sparks the masterpiece you've been dreaming of. The watchers might swirl about, trying to disrupt these connections, but synergy moves with too much fluid grace for illusions to intervene effectively. This reward also extends beyond raw achievement. Emotional or spiritual blessings flow in parallel. A renewed sense of wholeness, a relief from old anxieties, or the joy of stepping into a purposeful role that illusions once made you doubt. Indeed, synergy ensures your external gain matches an inner expansion the watchers can't corrode, a soul that's finally found the harmony to merge external success with internal wisdom. And illusions? They squeal in frustration because your triumph doesn't come from a cunning ploy, but from alignment. Indeed, illusions often can't fathom how you soared so high, so swiftly after months or even years of apparently trudging in the dark. But synergy is known for last-minute transformations that defy illusion's linear narratives. It rewards you with perfect timing, an unstoppable flourish that confounds watchers, leading illusions to sputter aimlessly. This reward, blossoming in the 11th hour, reaffirms that your invisible test was cosmic in scope, designed to verify your readiness for a level illusions never wanted you to reach. Some might ask, so does the reward mean no more challenges? Hardly. The watchers will never fully vanish. Illusions will always lurk at the fringes. But synergy weds you to a vantage that sees each challenge as a stepping stone. The big reward doesn't signal a life of idleness, but rather a new realm of possibility, where illusions seem trivial compared to the synergy guiding your every breath. This reward might catapult you onto bigger stages or deeper responsibilities, but you face them with the unstoppable synergy that illusions can't overshadow, culminating in an unstoppable forward progression watchers cannot comprehend. At last, illusions stare at your blossoming success and can't find the logic. They believed you'd be buried by the invisible trials. They never guessed that synergy was grooming you for a grand unveiling. That unveiling has begun. The reward for passing tests you didn't realize were tests. Now illusions watch in disbelief as synergy orchestrates each final detail of your triumph, weaving them into a tapestry you can hardly believe. You can almost see the watchers cowering at the edges, illusions flickering in confusion. Meanwhile, synergy remains unstoppable, guiding your steps deeper into the destiny illusions said you'd never claim. Chapter 6. The Reverberation of Your Story. As synergy unfolds your success, word travels swiftly through the hearts and minds of those who watch from near or far. They recall your season of trials, the quiet storms you endured with no fanfare, and now they see you emerge, crowned in a dignity illusions cannot smear. In hushed tones, some marvel at your newfound radiance, while others bristle with envy or skepticism. Either way, the echo of your triumph resonates. Even watchers, forced to concede your unstoppable ascendancy, sense that your story is no private matter, but a clarion call for everyone strapped under illusions they barely understand. This resonance prompts a wave of self-examination, and many who witness your leap, old illusions they clutch, begin feeling flimsy. They wonder if the unstoppable synergy that raised you could raise them too. Inadvertently, your victory becomes a contagion, igniting souls who once drifted in apathy. Of course, illusions attempt to quell this contagion, planting rumors or skepticism in the collective mind. But synergy's momentum can't be undone by rumor. It thrives in the personal transformations your example inspires. People who once weighed you by illusions now see the cracks in their own perceived truths. Meanwhile, watchers stand at a crossroads. Some double down on illusions, insisting your success is a fluke or ephemeral. Others stand perplexed. illusions battered, suspecting there's more to cosmic justice than they ever admitted. A few might even approach you, hesitant yet curious about how you weathered the darkness. You need not gloat. Your synergy communicates with calm clarity that illusions can be shattered by authentic alignment. You become a living gateway, offering hope even to those watchers who once reveled in your struggles. As your story reverberates, illusions lose their veneer of inevitability. People see living proof that no matter how cunning illusions are, synergy, guided by perseverance, can break them. You aren't just claiming success for yourself, you're modeling the path out of illusions for all who yearn to follow. In that sense, your success outgrows personal reward and morphs into a beacon. The Watchers ironically triggered this phenomenon by pushing you to the brink, by testing you with illusions. They handed synergy the perfect stage to broadcast its unstoppable nature. This isn't about you playing Messiah or parading moral superiority. Your synergy doesn't demand worship. It simply stands in unspoken assurance that illusions hold no final power. The Watchers can attempt new angles of sabotage, but they'll find your synergy solidified by the collective wave of gratitude and faith that your story awakened. Each day, illusions scramble to adapt, while synergy multiplies the angles from which you inspire. People once captive to illusions now question them, triggered by the simple fact of your unstoppable flourish. So the echoes of your success ripple out, forging a cosmic feedback loop. Your unstoppable synergy elevates countless watchers or even random onlookers to reevaluate illusions. In that reevaluation, synergy finds new vessels, new expansions, and you, dear chosen one, stand at the center of this crescendo. Your presence a testament that no darkness can quell the unstoppable synergy that emerges once the invisible tests are passed. Chapter 7. Stepping into the next level of unseen purpose. At last, the hush descends, an almost sacred quiet that signals your unstoppable synergy stands ready to usher you into the next phase. You realize that beyond this massive success, you've manifested an even broader tapestry. The illusions that once pinned you down have lost their power to define your story. The Watchers, though they still lurk, can't overshadow your momentum anymore. New vistas of purpose open before your eyes, each more audacious than the last. A gentle thrill tingles in your core, for synergy has carried you far, yet whispers that the journey is only beginning. Crossing this threshold, you sense a deeper calling, the transformation of your environment, the awakening of other dormant souls, the forging of reality's illusions never dared to imagine. It's no longer just about personal triumph or proving illusions wrong. Something bigger stirs in your heart, a sense that you've been selected not just to reap rewards, but to helm a shift in consciousness around you. Whether through leadership, creativity, or unwavering love, your synergy can reshape entire communities if you're willing to walk into that grand role. The Watchers, uncertain how to respond to your unstoppable synergy, watch from the sidelines, illusions flickering. They might try subtle manipulations or brandish new illusions of unworthiness for the next dimension. But synergy, having guided you through the invisible test, stands unwavering in you now. You trust an edge that says, "Steward, even if the Watcher's illusions flare anew, you've proven your capacity to overcome. This is not your ceiling. It's your platform to leap from." And so you stand poised. The big reward you manifested is real, shining in your hands. It's not just a trophy, it's a key to this new phase. You might not have a crystal clear map of how synergy will move next, but you sense an unstoppable impetus beneath your every breath. Each day, illusions may attempt to creep back, but your time in the crucible taught you how to dispel them. Each challenge feels less like a threat and more like an invitation to deepen synergy's hold. With Watchers forced to spectate from afar, illusions can't mount the same crippling force they once did. So you choose to trust synergy once again, letting your unstoppable momentum carry you into realms of impact, creation, and cosmic service. You have survived the invisible tests, claimed the big reward, and proven illusions powerless. Now synergy calls you into an uncharted region where your gifts can flourish at full capacity. The Watchers remain behind, illusions dissolving in the wake of your resolve. If they attempt pursuit, synergy sets them adrift. You've grown too vast for illusions to ensnare, and so you step forth, unstoppable, synergy alive in your veins, ready to forge destiny's illusions never dared to dream. The Watchers may gasp, illusions fail, but your heart rings with the knowledge that once you pass the invisible test, nothing is off limits. A hush like dawn breaks in your chest, heralding tomorrow's expansions.